上午 usually like from 9 to 11. 中午 usually from 11 to 12. 11点到12点。中午。下午 usually from 1点 1 p.m. to 6 点 1点 to 6点。早上、上午、中午、下午。And now in China, now is 5点，现在是5点 ，so we can say 下午5点。Okay, now let's start. Last time we learned how to express specific time in Chinese, but today we will learn lesson 12. 明天天气怎么样 ？What will the weather be like tomorrow? Today we will focus on 4 language points. 怎么样？态、会 and a subject predicate phrase as the predicate. Okay, first let's review lesson 11. Lesson 11, the most important thing is time. How to express specific time in Chinese. When we want to express a specific time in Chinese, we should use 2 new words, 点 and 分. Okay, now can you tell me what's the time now? 现在几点 according to the picture? Okay, now I will give you some time to read the pictures. Okay, are you ready? Let's look at A. A. 几点？现在几点 ？Can you tell me? A. 现在几点 ？We should say very good. 2点。Do you remember the difference between 2 and 2? When we use 2, when we count numbers or read numbers, like room number, telephone number, in that case, we should use 2. But when we use it before a measure word, we should use 2. Here, 点 is a measure word, so we should use 2点。Okay, let's look at B. 6点分。Please read the picture carefully. Liu Dian Ben. It's almost 7, right? According to the picture, we can say 6点53分。6点53分。Okay, next one. C 分31分。But can you tell me 几点？现在几点31分？几点31分 ？Let's read the picture. It should be 9点 right? 9点31分。现在9点31分。Okay, and how about D? D 5点分 Can you tell me? Let's look at this. Here, 分 is less than 10. So, what should we say? 5点几分？5点08分。You can also say 5点8分。0 can be omitted. Okay, the last one is almost 11. So we can say 10点几分？10点59分，对吗 10点59分。Okay, this is 点 and 分。Now let's do another practice. Please read the sentences and guess the current time according to the expression of time in the sentence. For example, 我们下午去看电影。According to this sentence, can you tell me 现在几点 ？A, B, C. Which one is the proper? 我们下午去看电影。Which one is better? Very good. B, 5点。下午去看电影。5点 is better. Okay, next. 妈妈，现在我们吃早饭吗？妈妈，现在我们吃早饭吗？ Which one is good? 现在我们吃早饭吗？ Yes, 早饭。C is better, right? 7点吃早饭。Let's get this one. 我下午4点前能回来。我下午4点前能回来。下午4点前能回来。Which one is right? Very good. A is right. Because in this sentence, here is a phrase. 下午4点前。前 when it means locality, it means in front of. But here, 前 is前 is used as to express time before a certain time. So A is right. Okay, please choose the proper words to fill in the blanks. Okay, finished. Let's look at number 1. 您请坐，他 Which is the truth? A, right? 他现在不在，他3点在学校。Very good. Number 2. 我在中国学习，今年不美国，不。我在中国学习，今年不。Which one is better? D or E? Yes. According to the sentence, maybe E also right. But here one word can be only used once. So here I choose D. 今年不回美国。今年不回美国。One word can be only used once. Number 3. 他们想在朋友家。This sentence we should use 住3天，对吗？他们想在朋友家住3天。Okay. Number 4. 我们明天下午5点看电影，7点去。Which one should we choose? 我们下午5点看电影，7点去 very good 吃饭，对吗？7点去吃饭。OK, number 5. 你想什么 C 对吗？你想什么时候去商店买电脑 ？Do you remember what's the meaning of 什么时候？什么时候？什么时候 means when? What's the time? So we can use it to ask the time. But 什么时候 is different from 几点 because 几点 can be only used to ask specific time, while 什么时候 can be used to ask a period of time. Okay, now let's do a listening. Please choose the sentence you hear.
中午几点吃饭？中午几点吃饭？中午几点吃饭？
Okay, can you hear the? Oh, okay, very good. A is right. 中午几点吃饭 Okay, next one.
我们什么时候去看电影？我们什么时候去看电影？我们什么时候去看电影？
Which one is right? Good. C is right. 我们什么时候去看电影？
星期五前能回家吗？星期五前能回家吗？星期五前能回家吗？
Good. D is right. 星期五前能回家吗 Very good. Okay, and now let's do this practice. Please choose the correct answer according to my question. I will give you some time to read the sentences. Okay, are you ready? Let's start. 下午3点，你去学校吗？下午3点，你去学校吗？下午3点，你去学校吗 ？Good. Next. 你什么时候回北京？你什么时候回北京？你什么时候回北京 ？Which one's right? C. Listen carefully. 你什么时候回北京 ？My question is. 什么时候回北京？回 means to go back. 北京 ，go back to 北京。When? 你什么时候回北京 ？We should choose D. 星期五前。Very good. Next. 中午你工作吗？中午你工作吗？中午你工作吗？中午你工作吗 ？Good. This is the truth. C. 不工作，不工作。Okay. Next one. 你中午去吃饭吗？你中午去吃饭吗？你中午去吃饭吗 ？Yes, B is right. 我不去，没有时间。Okay, the last one. 大卫去看电影吗？大卫去看电影吗 ？Yes, B is right. Okay, this part is a review of lesson 11. Okay, now let's start today's lesson. First, let's learn some new knowledge about Pinyin. In Chinese, generally, a character corresponds to one syllable. but the pronunciation of a syllable will be affected by the syllable before and after it. Therefore, when speaking a phrase or sentence, the tongue will change slightly. So, today we will learn tongue collocation in trisyllabic words, words starting with a first tongue syllable. Let's look at this table. All these phrases are headed by the first tongue. Then use it together with from first tongue to fourth tongue. Please listen carefully and try to read after me. You can feel the difference, the change of the tongue. Okay, now let's read. You can read after me. 跟我读。星期一，星期一。冰激凌，冰激凌。星期五，星期五。星期六，星期六。清洁工，清洁工。捉迷藏，捉迷藏。吃苹果，吃苹果。加拿大，加拿大。高脚杯，高脚杯。堆雪人，堆雪人。花雨伞，花雨伞。When we read this phrase to find 雨伞, there are two third tongues. So 雨 should be changed into the second tongue. 花雨伞。吃米饭，吃米饭。哈密瓜，哈密瓜。机器人，机器人。拨浪鼓，拨浪鼓。医务室，医务室。Okay, now let's do a practice. In this practice, I will read one phrase. Please choose the one that is same with the given pattern among the three words and phrases. Now I will give you an example. 星期一 All these syllables are first tongue. So I will read A, B, C. 星期三 B. 捉迷藏 C. 冰激凌 In these three words and phrase, only A has the same pattern with the words I give you. A, 星期三, all them are first tongue. So it's same with the pattern given. Do you understand it? Okay, now let's start. 吃苹果 Okay, listen carefully. A. 脚手架 A. 脚手架 B. 喝啤酒 B. 喝啤酒 C. 吹牛皮 C. 吹牛皮 Very good. C is right. This one. 哈密瓜 Listen. A. 破伤风 A. 破伤风 B. 看大门 B. 看大门 C. 穿衬衫 C. 穿衬衫 Okay, which one is right? Okay, I will read it again. A. 破伤风 破伤风 B. 看大门 B. 看大门 Listen carefully. C. 穿衬衫 C. 穿衬衫 Which one is right? I saw most of you choose A. I'm sorry, the answer should be C. A is 破伤风 破 is fourth time. C is right. Okay, next one. 机器人 机器人 Okay, listen. A. 开空调 开空调 B. 红烧肉 红烧肉 C. 吹气球 C. 吹气球 Which one is right? Can you try to give me some answers? A, B, C. Okay, I read it again. A. 开空调开空调 B. 红烧肉 B. 红烧肉 C. 吹气球吹气球 Which one is right? B. Sorry, the answer should be C. B is 红烧肉 Totally different with the example. Yes, C is right. B is 红烧肉 C is right. Okay, the last one. 吃米饭吃米饭 Okay, listen. 买雨伞买雨伞 B. 教体育教体育 C. 开火车 C. 开火车 Which one is right? A, B, C. Can you give me some answers? B. B. Very good. B is right. 教体育教体育 Very good. See, maybe it's a little bit challenging for you. Okay. This is the pinyin part in lesson 12. Now let's learn the new words and grammars in lesson 12. It is summer in China now. It has been raining for a long time in many cities in southern China. In some places, heavy rain caused floods and brought a lot of inconvenience to people's life. I live in Nanjing, which is a historical city. This city is also famous for its high temperatures in summer. So today, we will discuss the weather and learn some words about weather. The first word, weather, 天气, 天气. Let's look at these two pictures. Can you tell me how about the weather? The first one, we can say, 天气很好, 天气很好. The second one, it's raining, right? So we can say, 天气不好, 天气不好. 怎么样? 怎么样 is a pronoun. We use it to ask how. The structure should be subject and 怎么样. Here, this subject can be a noun, can be a person or something. Both are right. For example, 北京的天气怎么样? 北京的天气怎么样? So it means how about Beijing's weather? 北京的天气怎么样? 你们国家的天气怎么样? Can you tell me? 现在你们国家的天气怎么样? It's raining or not? It's hot or not? 你们国家的天气怎么样? Let's look at this picture. 今天天气怎么样? 今天天气怎么样? According to this picture, we can know 今天天气 is very hot, right? Hot in Chinese, we can say 热. 热, it means hot to describe the temperature. It's an adjective. 今天天气很热. 今天天气很热. And this picture, 今天天气怎么样? 今天天气怎么样? See, this young lady wears a lot. So according to the picture, we can know 今天天气 is very cold. Cold in Chinese. 冷. 冷. 今天天气很冷. 今天天气很冷. 太.太 is an adjective.太 is an adverb. It means too, extremely. 太. We often use this structure, 太了, to express very, extremely. For example, 太热了. 太热了. It's too hot. 太冷了. 太冷了. Opposite. It's too cold. 太 indicates a high degree. 了 is often used at the end of a sentence with 太. But in negative sentence, we don't use 了. Let's look at this. 今天太冷了. It means today is very hot. It's too cold. But if you want to say today is not very cold, we can use the negative form 不太. 不太. 不太 is the negative form of 太了. So we can say 今天不太冷. In negative sentence, we don't need to use 了. 这个菜太好吃了. 太好吃了 means it's very delicious. Extremely delicious. 太好吃了. You really like it. But the negative form should be 这个菜不太好吃. Maybe you don't like it. 这个菜不太好吃. 我的书太多了. 我的书太多了. It means you have so many books. The negative form should be 我的书不太多. 我的书不太多. Okay, now let's do a practice. Please choose the proper word to make a sentence. For example, like in this picture, this girl really liked this food, right? So in this case, she can say, 我很喜欢吃这个，太好吃了，太好吃了。Okay, now it's your turn. Can you make sentence for me? You can type it here. You can type in the chatting box. 书，对吗？书 according to the picture, it's 多 or not? Not so many, right? So in this case, we can say 桌子上的书不太多。桌子上的书不太多。And this one, let's look at this dog. This dog is very big, right? How to make a sentence with 太了 Big. Big is 大。We can say 他的狗太大了。他的狗太大了。Okay, this clear us new words in text 1. Now please read after me. 请跟我读。天气，天气，怎么样？怎么样？太，太，热，热。冷，冷。Okay, now let's do a practice. Listening. You will listen twice. The first time, please tell me the topic of this conversation. 北京的什么 Please tell me the topic of this conversation.
昨天北京的天气怎么样？
太热了。
明天呢？明天天气怎么样？
明天天气很好，不冷不热。
Okay, according to this conversation, can you tell me what's the topic? They are talking about 北京的天气 right? Now I will play it again. Then you should fill in this form. 昨天 A, B, C. 明天 A or B or C. Please listen carefully.
昨天北京的天气怎么样？
太热了。
明天呢？明天天气怎么样？
明天天气很好，不冷不热。
Okay, can you tell me 昨天天气怎么样 A, B, C. Which one is right? Good. 昨天太热了。昨天太热了。And how about 明天？明天？明天 only C. Only C. Listen carefully.
昨天北京的天气怎么样？
太热了。
明天呢？明
天呢？
天天气怎么样？
明天天气怎么样？
明天天气很好。
明天天气很好，对吗？
不冷不热。
不冷不热。So 明天 A and C. Okay, this is text 1. Now please read after me. 请跟我读。昨天北京的天气怎么样？昨天北京的天气怎么样？太热了，太热了。明天呢？明天天气怎么样？明天呢？明天天气怎么样？明天天气很好。明天天气很好。 不冷不热，不冷不热。Okay, let's look at this word. 不冷不热。First, let's look at its pronunciation. Here, there are two 不 in this phrase, but they have different pronunciation. See, when we use 不 before first tongue, second tongue, and third tongue, we should read both tongue, 不. But when we use 不 before the fourth tongue, we should change it into the second tongue. That's why we should read 不冷不热，不冷不热。Okay, now let's look at the meaning of 不冷不热. According to what we have learned, can you tell me what's the meaning of 不冷不热? 不 means no, not. So this phrase, what does it mean? It means not very cold, not very hot, right? So it indicates that the weather is very comfortable. 不冷不热. And be careful, 不冷不热 is a fixed phrase, so we cannot change the order of the words. For example, you cannot say 不热不冷 to describe 天气. So in this phrase, 不 A 不 B, this structure, it means moderate. It can be the size or quantity. I can show you some other phrase about 不 A 不 B. In this phrase, A and B, they are antonyms. 不大不小，不大不小，不多不少，不多不少，不冷不热，不大不小，不多不少。All these phrases are fixed phrases. Usually, we don't change the order of the words. Can you tell me what's the meaning of 不大不小? It also means moderate, but if we use it to describe the size. For example, 这个杯子很好，不大不小 not very big, not very small. 不多不少，多 and 少 is used to describe the quantity. So, 不多不少 also means moderate, but we use it to describe the quantity, the amount. 今天的菜不多不少，我们3个人吃。菜不多不少 It means it's enough for 3 persons. Okay, now let's learn some new words. 下雨，下雨，下雨 is a verb to rain. Let's look at this picture. 下雨吗？8点，外面不下雨。And how about this picture? 9点30，天气怎么样？9点30，外面下雨了。9点30，外面下雨了。Let's look at this sentence. I use the at the end. Do you remember we learned the in lesson 3? The, we put it at the end of the sentence to indicate change. It means just now it doesn't rain, but now it rains. 下 before we learned 下 it means under or below. But here 下 is a verb, means to fall of rain or snow. Let's look at this. What is snow, right? 雪 snow. So we can say 下雪 it's snowing. 雨 is a noun, rain. We can also say 今天外面雨很大 or you can say 今天外面雨很小。大 and 小 can also be used to describe 雨。 雨很大，雨很小。So 雨很大 it means it rains heavily. You can also use this. You can also form a noun like this. 今天下大雨。下大雨 also means rains heavily. 下小雨。Okay, next word. 小姐。小姐。Pay attention to its pronunciation. There are two third tongues. So 小 which will read 小。小姐 second tongue. It means miss for young lady. We can use a surname or full name before 小姐。For example, 请问你是张小姐吗？请问你是张小姐吗？这是李小姐的咖啡。这是李小姐的咖啡。小姐 we can also use it alone. 小姐，请你说汉语，我不会英语。What is? Do you remember its meaning? 去 right? 去 is a verb, means to go. Leave someplace. 去学校，去商店。去学校 means go to school. 学校 and 商店 is your destination. Today we will learn this word. 来 means to come. For example, 来我家。来我家。来学校。来学校。And how about this one? Remember? It means, it reads 回。回。Do you know what's the meaning? 回 means go back. Go back means first you leave some place, then you go back to where you're from. We can say 回家。回国。This is 去。来。回。We choose the different verb according to the speaker's position. 来 can also be used in this structure. Subject 来 plus verb. Do you remember when we learned 去, we also use this structure. Now I will give you some examples. Subject 来 someplace, do something. 老师来学校看书。老师来学校看书。他们来我家吃中国菜。他们来我家吃中国菜。你来医院做什么？你来医院做什么？ So we can use it in this structure. 会 We learned 会 before. Do you remember what's the meaning? Before we learned 会, it means be able to do something. It means this skill you can do it through learning. You acquire a skill through learning. 会 But now this 会 means may, will. To indicate the possibility of the situation mentioned. 会 After 会 we also use a verb. For example, 他明天会来吗？他明天会来吗？今天下午会下雨吗？今天下午会下雨吗？你会来医院看我吗？你会来医院看我吗？ All these are questions. How to answer them? You can use affirmative form or negative form. Both are right. The negative form we should use 不会 Put 不 before 会。他明天会来吗？他明天会来。他明天不会来。今天下午会下雨吗？今天下午 会下雨。今天下午不会下雨。你会来医院看我吗？我会来医院看你。我不会来医院看你。Okay, we have learned two meanings of 会. Be able to do something, may or will. Now here are 4 sentences. Please read the sentence, then tell me what's the meaning. Tell me the meaning of 会. 1 or 2. Now I will give you some time to read these 4 sentences. Okay, are you ready? Let's look at the first one. 明天早上会下大雨。明天早上会下大雨。This way it means be able to or may well. Which one? 明天早上会下大雨。Which one? It should be 2 may well. 对吗 ？Very good. Number 2. 儿子会写汉字了。儿子会写汉字了。Very good. E is right. Number 3. 他星期三不会去北京。他星期三不会去北京。Which one? Good. 2. Number 4. 谁不会写汉语名字？谁不会写汉语名字？ Good. E is right. Very good. This is 会. We learned 2 meanings. Be able to and may well. Okay. This is the new words of text 2. Now please read them after me. 请跟我读。下雨，下雨，下雨，雨，小姐，来。Okay. Now let's do a practice. Please judge if the sentence is true or false according to the conversation. Tell me it's true or false. Okay, I'll give you some time to read the sentences. Are you ready?
今天会下雨吗？
今天不会下雨。
王小姐今天会来吗？
不会来，天气太冷了。
Okay, once again.
今天会下雨吗？
今天不会下雨。
王小姐今天会来吗？
不会来，天气太冷了。
Okay, can you tell me the first one? 明天会下小雨 True or false?
今天会下雨吗？
今天不会下雨。
True or false? We are talking about 今天 not 明天 What's more, they didn't mention 下雨不会下雨 So the first one should be false. Okay, number 2. 今天王小姐会来。今天王小姐会来 Is it right?
王小姐今天会来吗？
王小姐今天会来吗？
不会来。
C. 不会来 Right? So it's wrong. Number 3. 今天天气很冷 True or false?
天气太冷了。
How about the weather? 天气太冷了 right? So this one is true. Okay, this is text 2. Now let's read them together. Please read after me. 请跟我读。今天会下雨吗？今天会下雨吗？今天不会下雨。今天不会下雨。王小姐今天会来吗？王小姐今天会来吗？不会来。不会来。天气太冷了。天气太冷了。Okay, let's go on. Let's look at this word. 身体。身体 is a noun, means body. 身体。Let's look at this picture. How about his body? How about his health? I'm sorry. If you want to ask about his condition, in this case, we can say, 你身体怎么样？你身体怎么样？ We use this question to ask someone's health. It's good or not? You can say, 我身体不太好。我身体不太好。It means you are not in a good condition. 你爸妈身体怎么样？你爸妈身体怎么样？爸妈 means parents. In Chinese, if we are very close friends, I also take care of I will also care about your parents. So as a greeting, you can also say, 你爸妈身体怎么样？爱 I think most of you know the meaning of 爱 It means to love, to like. We can use a verb after 爱 We can also use an adverb before 爱 For example, subject 爱 do something or subject 很爱 do something. 爸爸爱喝茶。爸爸爱喝茶。我爱看中国电影。我爱看中国电影。他很爱学习汉语。他很爱学习汉语。And let's look at this picture. Do you know how to say this romantic sentence in Chinese? Okay, let's go on. 水果。水果。Yes, very good. It's a romantic sentence, right? 水果。水果 is a noun, means fruit. 妈妈去商店买水果。妈妈去商店买水果。你爱吃水果吗？ Here, 爱 do something. 你爱吃水果吗？你爱吃什么水果？你爱吃什么水果？水。水 is a noun, means water. Let's look at this picture. It's a cup of water. So we can say 一杯水. Here, this 杯 we can use it as a measure word. 一杯水。一杯水 a cup of water. 一杯水 Here, this 杯 we use it as a measure word. 他想喝一杯水。他想喝一杯水。中国人爱喝热水。热水 what's the meaning? Hot water. If you come to China, I believe you will love it. 中国人爱喝热水。Next word is a measure word. 些。些 means some, a few. 一些 we can use a noun after 一些. Be careful. Here, the number we can only use 一. we can only use 一些。We can use it after a verb. In this case, if the number is 一, this 一 can be omitted. This 一 can be omitted. You can just use 些 between verb and noun. Let's look at some examples. 我想吃一些水果。我想吃一些水果。In this sentence, this 一 can be omitted. 我想吃些水果。桌子上有一些书。桌子上有一些书。一 can be omitted. 桌子上有些书。那儿有一些人。那儿有一些人。一 can also be omitted. 那儿有些人。那儿有些人。Let's look at this picture. 这个杯子。这个杯子。There is only one cup here, right? So in this case, we can only say we can use 这个。But let's look at this picture. There are more than one cup, right? So in this case, which measure words can we use? More than one cup. So we can use 这些杯子。这些杯子。这个 only one singular, but 这些 plural. These. 这个、那个、哪个 all this can be used to mention only one thing. 这个 this, 那个 that one, 哪个 which one. But if there are more than one thing, we can use 些 after this pronoun. 这些、那些、哪些 we use them to refer to more than one thing. Now I will give you some examples. 这些人是谁？这些人是谁？那些是你的书。Those are your books. 那些是你的书。你爱看哪些电影 ？Here, 哪些电影 is more than one film. 哪些电影 ？Okay, this is the new words of chapter 3. Now let's read them together. 请跟我读。身体，爱，些，水果，水。See, 水果 there are two third tones, right? 水果。Okay, now let's do a practice listening. Please choose the correct answer according to the conversation. Now I will give you 1 minute to read the sentences. Okay, are you ready?
你身体怎么样？
我身体不太好，天气太热了，不爱吃饭。
你多吃些水果，多喝水。
谢谢你，医生。
Okay, once again.
你身体怎么样？
我身体不太好，天气太热了，不爱吃饭。
你多吃些水果，多喝水。
谢谢你，医生。
Okay, do you know the answer? Let's check them together. The first one. Let's look at the second one first. Can you tell me 他身体怎么样？他身体怎么样？ According to the conversation. Yes. See, is right. And this one, 他会多吃什么 ？According to the 医生，他会多吃什么 ？This one, very good. B. And according to the conversation, can you tell me where are they? 他们现在在哪儿？他们现在在哪儿 ？Very good. 医院，医院呢 ？Good. Okay, this is conversation 3. Now please read after me. 跟我读。你身体怎么样？你身体怎么样？我身体不太好。我身体不太好。天气太热了。天气太热了。不爱吃饭。不爱吃饭。你多吃些水果。你多吃些水果。多喝水。多喝水。谢谢你，医生。谢谢你，医生。Let's look at this sentence. 你多吃些水果，多喝水。In this sentence, the doctor is giving some advice to the patient, right? So in Chinese, if you want to give some suggestion or advice to the other, let someone do something more or do something less, we can use 多 or 少 before the verb. 多 plus a verb, it means do something more. 少 plus a verb, it means do something less. For example, 你多买些水果 buy more fruits. 你多买些水果。请你多说汉语，多写汉字。Here, 多说汉语 means speak more. 多写汉字 write more. 你能多喝些热水吗？你能多喝些热水吗 ？Drink more. 我今天想少吃一些米饭。我今天想少吃一些米饭。Here, 少吃一些 means eat less. Okay, now let's look at these sentences. 明天天气怎么样？明天天气很好。你身体怎么样？我身体不太好。These sentences are all selected from today's text. They all have a common feature. Can you tell me what is it? Let's look at their subject. 明天，明天，你，我 they are subjects. And the rest part are predicates. But let's look at this predicate carefully. This predicate consists of a subject and predicate. So this is a special sentence in Chinese. The subject in the subject predicate phrase is usually a part of subject of the sentence or related to it. Or in another word, it means here this predicate consists of a subject and a predicate. This is what we call subject-predicate phrase, used as a predicate to the whole sentence. In this predicate, 天气，天气，身体，身体 is a part of the subject or related to it. This is a special grammar in Chinese. In next lesson, we will learn more. We will read and use more sentences like this, and you will have a further understanding about this grammar. Okay, this is the main part of today's lesson. Now let's do some practice. This part, please choose the proper word. Okay, have you finished? If you finished, you can type your answer here. Okay, 北京的天气怎么样 ？Good. Number 2, 你喝水，天气太热了。Number 2, which will choose? Which one? Good. 你多喝水，天气太热了。Here, 多喝水 to give an advice. Drink more. 他们不想住这儿。这儿 Number 3, 他们不想住这儿，这儿太冷了。Very good. Too cold. Next one. 这个星期我身体不太好，不吃饭。为什么？不 We should choose C. Very good. 不爱吃饭，不爱吃饭。Okay, the last one. 天气很热，你多吃些，对吧？多吃些水果。Here, E can be omitted. 多吃些水果。Okay. Now listening.
星期五天气很好，星期六会下雨。
星期五天气怎么样？
星期五天气很好，星期六会下雨。
星期五天气怎么样？
Number 1. Which one shall we choose? Good. A. 很好。
今天太冷了，我不想去了。
今天天气怎么样？
今天太冷了，我不想去了。
今天天气怎么样？
Number 2, we should choose B. 太冷了。Very good.
明天上午不会下雨，下午会下雨。
明天什么时候会下雨？
明天上午不会下雨，下午会下雨。
明天什么时候会下雨？
明天什么时候下雨，对吗？ Very good. C is right. Next one.
王小姐8点前会来。
王小姐什么时候会来？
王小姐8点前会来。
王小姐什么时候会来？
Good. We should choose B. Okay, the last one.
我爸爸这个星期身体不太好。
他爸爸这个星期身体怎么样？
Yes, very good. We should choose B. Okay. Now put the words into a sentence. This one should be very good. 昨天上午天气怎么样？昨天上午天气怎么样？那昨天上午 ，Next one. 他今天 subject 他对吗？他今天 good 他今天 不会来学校。他今天不会来学校。没错。妈妈说，妈妈说 means 妈妈 says。妈妈 says what？ 妈妈说 ，very good。妈妈说桌子太大了。妈妈说桌子太大了。very good。How about this one？ It's a little bit difficult. We should find the subject first. 我 then the verb, then object. 我不太爱吃水果。我吃水果 very good. 我不太爱吃水果。对。sorry, you already see the answer. 现在外面下雨了。现在外面下雨了。Next one. 现在外面下雨了 it means it's raining outside. 现在外面下雨了。We put 外面 before 下雨。And let's do this one. Okay, let's find the subject. 我想 right? The verb should be 吃什么？吃米饭 right? So 我想多吃些米饭 very good. 我想多吃些米饭。Okay, this is today's lesson 12. Next time we will learn lesson 13. We will almost finish this book. I think now you can speak very simple sentences in Chinese. Okay, next time we will learn some grammars like we use it in a phone call, and we will learn a very important grammar to indicate an action in progress. The structure 在 呢 is a new meaning of 在 and 吧 to express a suggestion or command. Okay, so much for today. Do you have any questions about today's class? 你们有问题吗？ Do you have any questions? You can ask me now. No? We learned a lot today. 没有问题 No questions? Okay, if you don't have questions, then see you next week, next Friday. 再见 See you next Friday. 好，再见。不客气，谢谢你们。Okay, see you next week.